Do you want to buy a cryptocurrency who has a chart that's shaped like a carrot? Welcome to Crypto Simulation Theory. I'm the Gaussian Snake. Nothing in this video is financial advice, but today I'm going to talk to you about an awesome project called APU on ETH. And it is available on Solana as well, but I'm going to talk about the Ethereum version. Now, APU is a 4chan derivative that was made as an alternative version of Pepe, which they are pretty competitive with. One of their things in their community is that they don't typically talk about the chart. That's where the whole carrot analogy comes from. I'll show you that in a second, unless it has to do with Pepe. They want to flip Pepe. So um, it's an interesting way to start a community, but it works. So they celebrate all kinds of things from their communities. This is truly what a meme coin should be about. They've got a music player right here, so streaming music. They've got NFTs coming very soon. The whitelist ends in like a day. And they've got meme gallery, meme generator, all kinds of like viral community content. It's just very easy to get involved in this community. And I saw this firsthand when I made what I did is for my Telegram channel, which you can look at the link in the video description. I actually had somebody requesting some TA on APU, and I went ahead and did some. And I had some of the most viral engagement on this post that I've had in a long time. So this told me a lot about their community. You know, sometimes you just kind of have to look at it for yourself. So and they have some really creative memes. And what I love about this community is that it's sort of like an inside joke. You might not get it unless you're part of it. So this is kind of a common theme. Don't make me tap the sign. The chart is flat. And so, like, what do they mean by the chart is flat? I'll show you. You'll get a chance to see for yourself just how flat this chart is. If you zoom out, it took me a little while to kind of get it, but if you zoom out on the chart, you'll see that the chart is indeed flat. It looks like a carrot. I don't, probably won't always look that way, and you wouldn't want to invest in something that did. But yeah, so there's just a lot going on with this community. Another thing about APU is they have quite a bit of partnerships going on. So they call them friendships. And again, you can kind of like see the emphasis on community. So Conor McGregor, I believe, gave him a shout out. I think they're also working on branding corporations with Kentucky Fried Chicken and Oreo. There's some, really funny stuff. I mean, like even the partnerships kind of make you laugh, but they're still serious partnerships, right? So another thing is a large chunk of this community are disgruntled Chainlink Marines. So yeah, they're 100% focused on being a meme coin community, and I love that. So of course, I my job here is to do mostly technical analysis. So let's talk about a few things about the coin. They actually have tokenomics stuff on their website, but I always like to look at DEX tools and Ethereum bubble maps. So you can see that the market cap right now is coming in at $250 million, so 250 million. 24,300 holders, so that's really good. The total supply is 338 billion. Now, keep in mind that this coin was a community takeover of a previous version of APU, or CTO as I like to call it. And so there's no inflation. In fact, they burned, I think, a large portion of the previous total supply, which was around 420 billion. So that all helped with the price. And yeah, so I mean, like if you look at the token distribution, the holder distribution just on DEX tools, you can see very few large whale wallets and a generous amount of money in liquidity pool, about 68% holding the remaining supply. For a project this large, these are generally pretty good metrics and a good sign. So the Ethereum bubble maps look pretty good, right? You've got your large wallet clusters here, but there's not too many of them, and they don't hold more than 2% of the supply. I only found one that did. Very few wallet clusters. And of course you got your exchange wallets and stuff, which they're actually listed on quite a few exchanges. You can see all that information on their website, which I'll link in the video description. Everything can be found from their website. So I'll link that in the contract address. But yeah, that's another good sign. So far so good. Well, Apple just had a pretty parabolic run up. You can see that it got above most of its moving averages. These are whole moving averages, not simple moving averages, so they're less lagging. Although it didn't get above the 10-day. This is on a daily time frame, by the way. So right now, I see the chart kind of getting its death crosses going. You've got a death cross of the 10 with the so just for reference, the purple is the 10 week, the yellow is the 20 week, the green is the 40 week, the blue is the 50 week, the white is the 100 week, and the sorry, these are not weeks, they're days. And the red is a 200 day. So you have the 10-day and the 20-day kind of crossing down, death crossing the 40 and the 50, and these are going concave down. Right now, APU is at its 100-day HMA. I think it could go lower from here. Looks like another death cross potentially incoming. So it looks like some selling happening from this pump. What I am a little bit concerned about is potentially a head and shoulders formation. Okay, this is not guaranteed, but if you look here, this is on a daily time frame. So a head and shoulders on a daily time frame is not as concerning as a head and shoulders on a weekly time frame, but it is something that is keeping me out of this asset at the moment. I'm waiting for a better entry price. Now I am interested in adding this to my portfolio, but at a better entry price because I feel like APU has had quite a run since September and it needs some time to cool off. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I'll be, sitting and eyeing this one, and we can talk about what prices might be, attractive entries in a minute. But just wanted to point out that I do spot a head and shoulders on the daily potentially forming. If we get a bounce, let's say off the 100-day, which could happen, we could see, and then we see this roll over and put in a lower high, that would confirm the head and shoulders pattern. No guarantee that that plays out, of course, but that's just something to watch out for. Something else I've noticed with APU is the ADX and DI indicator. Just for reference, the white line is the average directional index, which indicates a trend strength. Green being above red and green diverging away from red is what you generally want to see in a bullish trend. You can see that APU has been very bullish with a very strong trend strength until recently. So the summer it just kind of went in this crabby mode, and recently had a nice bullish impulse wave out of that crab mode, which I would argue is somewhat of a recovery leg, even though it did produce a very impressive run. But we hit a ADX score on the daily of 70, which is a very strong trend. Still has a strong trend, but it's cooling off, and you can see right here the incoming potential for a bearish cross. So I think that bearish cross is likely to materialize. I think we're likely to see some red here, and that will probably be where I will, look at potentially picking up some APU. So I think that could happen in November. Maybe start to happen towards next week, and as we get into early November, we can see some really attractive pricing open up on APU. This is the money flow index oscillator volume profile. And anytime an asset is around the green line, that indicates the asset is overbought. When it's on the red line, that indicates an asset is oversold. And we've had a very clear topping pattern happening as of October 9th. The asset got very overbought, and it's now selling off. And so I'm going to probably wait for this to come down a little bit lower. And again, eyeing sometime in maybe the first week of November might be, if I had to guess, a nice place to pick some of this up. That's just a guess. Okay, so I mean, we are in meme coins for the community, and the community makes it easier to get through the crypto movement, right? Or the movement of the crypto price. But ultimately, we're here to make money, right? So let's not kid ourselves. All of us are in crypto to make money. And you can see that we have some contracting volume that's been happening, an increase in sell volume. But I think this is just price consolidation incoming potentially. I would like to not see a head and shoulders pattern form here, but I don't know. My intuition is telling me that it is likely to get a bounce at the 618, but not overcome the 786. So watch out for that. We could see APU enter into a little bit of a longer consolidation for a few weeks. I don't think we're going to have to look at anything like this. I do think that the point 0.5 fib could be an area, a really attractive area to pick up some APU. There looks like there's a good deal of support in there. We can actually turn on a VRVP on the daily to see kind of where the big areas are. I haven't really studied this chart in depth. Yep, right where I guessed it would be. So I don't know. I just have an intuition for charts. So right around that point 0.5 fib. And in terms of like a price prediction, which I'm not very good at doing, but I'm going to try to talk about more because people want price predictions. I can sort of look at fibs and make a guess. So if you look at the 1.618 and the 2.618, these are potential targets. This, of course, the 1.618 could be a major area of resistance. That's 0.0061, whatever. That's in wrapped ETH. What is that as a measured move? From where we are now, that is a about a 10x, we'll say a 9x from now. So if best case scenario we get to the 2618, which I don't know if that's going to happen. don't I don't know. Could, right? That is a 100x, a 100x. Okay. So somewhere between a 10x and a 100x. That's my price prediction. And the kind of I would say it definitely could get up into this region though. I think a 30 to 50 and potentially 100x for APU is possible. But if you're looking for a good entry point, I think somewhere between the point 0.5 and the 618 fib is probably going to be your best bet. I would give this some time to cool off. Not financial advice. That's just what I'll be doing while I wait to enter into APU. And so, yeah, I guess the question is, what do I think of APU? I love APU. I think it's a really great community. A lot of people are talking about it or several people are talking about it in my crypto simulation Telegram. Again, the link is in the video description, so be sure to grab that. Um, Join my Telegram. If you enjoyed the video content, I would suggest that you like and share this video to others. Help spread the word about APU. I do not currently own APU, but I am planning on picking some up if the price is right and the timing is right. And I'm looking at probably early November to really start to, you know, consider buying this. I think it needs a little bit more time to cool down. That's just my opinion, not financial advice. What do you think? What do you think of APU? Are you an APU holder? Let me know in the comments. Join my Telegram. Let's talk about APU. The more APU people we get in my Telegram, the more frequently I will do APU analysis. And I know you guys don't really focus on price, but if you want to beat Pepe, you might need to focus on it a little bit. Take a little bite out of that carrot. So until then, see you. Thanks for coming to Crypto Simulation.